Okay, on the bench today, let's see what we got. Everybody loves an unboxing, so here it comes. An unboxing of, ooh, it's a light. What else is in the box? Nothing, just the box. That's what it says on the box, if that'll focus. And here's the instructions. Let's go through those quickly. They are in, what do we have? We have English. Pause it there if you want to zoom and read that. And German, so pause it there if you want to read that in German. So the English instructions for me look to be pretty good. It says it has 50 lumens of brightness. Let's zoom a little bit and you can read that with me. 50 lumens of brightness, 3 color temperatures adjustable from 3 to 5500 to 4500 Kelvin. Those are just the temperature of the light basically. So 3000 would be a kind of a yellow light, 5500 would be a bright white light. Power supply is 250 milliamp hour LiPo, which is included in the unit itself. Charging time is around 40 minutes, they say, and it lasts 2 to 3 hours once fully charged. Red LED is on when charging and off when fully charged. I have not charged it. As you saw, I just pulled it out of the box. And here's how to use. So we can quickly scan through that. And let's get right to it. Zoom back. And let's look at the light itself. So this is how it comes right out of the box. Pretty plain Jane, but that's what I'm looking for. Got this for my mom so she can see when she's reading. She's got some glaucoma going and it's really affecting her ability to read stuff recently. So this, I think this foam piece just comes out of there. Yep, don't need that. And this thing is a clip of sorts. You can clip onto stuff, and then this is bendable. Look at there. So this slides up and down. This is bendable. Let's turn this thing on and see what it'll do. So there's the button on the back. So it says long press to turn it on. Bam, there. Oh, and that is bright. That is super bright. On single press to go through your color modes. So off, off turns it off. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, and off. So let's turn it back on. It says once it's on, you can hold it for a long press and it'll get dimmer and brighter. So there's the brightest, and then if we hold it down, it'll get dimmer. And then we go to the third color scheme and then off. That's pretty cool, pretty bright. And okay, so we're back here now. Well, let's look at the other features of this thing. I'm not sure if there are, oh, there are other features. What am I saying? Look at these two silver metal plates there, and those would be for, thank goodness I brought my kettle, because I can show you how this sticks to that, like that. So you could use this in an application where you're cooking. No, I'm just kidding. You could use this in an application on the fridge, for example, to light up a list on the fridge or something of that nature. Use your imagination, it says. And then there's also a little thing right there that you could slide onto something that's relatively thin, like so, and that would allow you to mount it something like that onto something like that. So let's look at its original intent. This is one of my favorite books, Good News, Bad News. But let's pretend that it was dark in here. I'll kill the lights. And now we're in a fairly dark situation. It's hard to read. Does that say good? Yeah, it does say good news. That's actually fairly easy to read. But let's use our new handy Andy light. So slide that down. Let's zoom back a bit so all y'all can see. And this just clips on like that. And we're going to bend that right around and long press to turn it on. And voila, you can see your book. Now that's a fairly low level. I've got my monitor on behind it too. Let's turn that off. So this is, we're in a pretty dark room now. Like this is totally blacked out. It's without this light, let's see. Without that light, you can still read it. The camera there is picking up a lot more light than my eyes are. So let's turn it back on. And there's a low light setting. Let's turn it up. There we go, that's the brightest. So that's the yellow, or the 3000K light on its brightest setting. Let's go to the lowest setting on the 5500K and turn that right up. So that's up pretty high. That's pretty bright as well. You can see it throws light fairly far down the page. I like that. And then let's go to the final setting. This may be the 3000K, I'm not sure. Oh, and we're getting dimmer. So that was the brightest of the 3000K. So I think it remembers what setting you had it on there. So that's pretty good. I like it. And it comes off quickly. You can turn the page. and then put it on your very next page and you're ready to continue on reading. Good news. Bad news. What else to say about this little guy? I'm not really sure. Somebody's going to ask, how much does it weigh? So let's get right to that. Put these on there and let's see how much does it weigh. 36 grams. So that's pretty good. 36 grams is, I mean, that's reasonable. I don't know. Chris Hadfield, again, if you're watching, if you take this into space, let me know. You can actually have this one. I'll steal it back from my mom and you could take this one. What else do you want to know? Let's see how long this sucker is. So let's measure it right out in inches. It's 7 1/4 inches long, and in centimeters, that's right up there. And let's get out the calipers. And with our handy calipers, it is 26 millimeters wide, the head of this thing anyway, by let's call it 50 millimeters long, and it is thickness-wise 9.75, 9 3/4. So that's that. I don't know what else we'd want to measure on this thing. That's kind of the general measurements. As far as recharging this thing goes, you're going to want to read the instructions on this as I just did. This comes off. Oh, you wouldn't have seen that coming, would you? This also comes off. So if you wanted to use just... Where's it go? Where's it go? Oh boy. It goes in here. If you wanted to use just this portion, you could. It goes that way. Or it goes the other way. You're going to have to pull that up and stick it underneath like so to get it to going backwards. So that also goes in that way. So for recharging, you could, in theory, just slide that up. And this part right here, this little guy, goes in any USB charger. So you need to put it in. See, there's nothing metallic on this side, but there are two metallic strips on this side. If you look carefully inside your USB port, on one side there'll be metallic strips, and on the other side there'll be nothing. So put it on the side with the two, I believe, like so. And then you're going to plug it in and it will charge away. So that's how easy that is. So this can either be used with a charging brick like this, or you could plug it into a laptop or a computer, etc., etc., and that would certainly charge. And keep in mind that the LED indicator will be right there. It'll light red when it's charging and go out when it's off. So I was going to say that you can also have this like this, so it's more flexible now. You can see there's a lot more flexible play in that without having this thing on there. So basically it looks like two options. You could have it like this, or with this thing, and you could flip either one of those around. So there's a bunch of different ways to run this thing, which is kind of an interesting concept. There's more to the design than meets the eye initially. So you know, for the price, really it's not a bad little thing. I'm going to give it to my mom, see how she likes it. She can play with it and figure out which configuration she wants it in. But for me here at Family 4, 2 thumbs up on this one. I like it.